Alright guys, what's happening? We're going to do a little review today on the Knog Quodos light. It's an attachable light that you can use for your action cameras, mainly your GoPros. Crap. I got the box that it came in. It's going to come with your light right here and with everything else that goes with it up under it. It's going to be a small knob and a large knob. The reason they give you two is your camera's gonna go, I want to say, on your left side, and your light's gonna go on your left side, and your camera's gonna go on your right side. You're gonna need a longer one for your camera and a shorter one for the light, so it comes with two of each length, so you can use it appropriately for whichever one it goes on, along with charging cable. It's pretty much just a standard Android cable, the micro USB charger, I think is what it's called. And it also comes with this little sticky knob right here, and I'll try to show you guys what it's for as soon as I grab the light. When you put the light on the stand here, you're gonna have a little space right here in between the light and your camera, so this is gonna close that space up and kind of keep them tight together, stop them from wiggling, dampen the vibrations, and so on and so forth. So you want to make sure you put that light on the correct side, which will be the left side of the light if you're holding it with the camera at the back, holding it recording something, I guess you could say, with the camera on your right side and the light on the, I keep getting mixed up here, I'm sorry guys, with the light on the right side and your camera is going to be on the left, because that's how it's going to be set up. Put all this back in the box. And once you take your camera out, this is the little knob I was telling you about. It's just going to sit and go in between your camera and the light, so it stops it from moving so much. It's a waterproof light, so you can use it for all the activities you use your GoPro for. I don't know exactly how far it'll go underwater, but it should tell you online somewhere. To open it, it's got this little spring thing on it. You pick up the front and you pick up the back latch that latches over this clear plastic part, and then you just pull this part down, and that's going to expose your battery. You charge the whole battery itself, or you can leave it in, either one. You just flip this little plastic tab up and it's going to plug in there just like your phone. And once it's charging, it's got a red light on it. I think it's somewhere behind the sticker. It's got a red light and it's going to turn green whenever it's done charging. So that's how you know whenever it's done. Just close this door back up. It's also got the seal in here, let you know that it's waterproof. And you pretty much do the reverse of what you did, take it off. Put that back over the back hatch, and you fold that down, and you make sure it's nice and tight, and she's good to go. I've used this a few times. I really like it. It's a lot brighter than any other light I've seen, and it's more ambient. It's not so strong. It's a lot softer and lights up a whole lot more of the area of what you're trying to record. It has a little blurry light on it, I guess you could say, which is for target lighting, and this is your wide angle lighting, or your ambient lighting, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, and I'm gonna point it away from the camera so it doesn't blind the camera, so you'll be able to see it. To turn it on, you hold this top button down 1 or 2 seconds and it'll turn on. And it's got a high and a low mode, I guess you could say, for each mode. So you can see here, this is action mode, which is pretty much all 3 lights on. You tap it one time, it'll turn green, and it goes to the low mode, and that goes for the other 3 modes as well. It's got a target mode, which is just the bottom light. Hit the button again, it goes softer, which is lower mode. And it's also got wide angle light, which is the top 2 lights. And the first one, which was action or sports, I guess you could say it's all 3 of them. And you can cycle through those just by hitting the button, and it'll cycle through all of them. And it's also got, let me see if I can get over here so you can see it, this last thing that'll light up over here on your right is your battery indicator. It's gonna, I think, light up red whenever your battery's getting low. I have a spare battery for mine, so if I'm actively using it, I'll always have something to keep the light going. And to turn it off, you just hold this top button down for about 2 seconds, let it go, and it'll turn off. Like I said, it's a pretty nice light. I like it. We'll do a little demonstration on exactly how it looks in the dark and such, and let you get a feel for it, let you know if it's something you can use, and hope I can help some people out with it. So I'm gonna go inside, turn this floodlight off so we can get it dark out here, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna walk in front of the camera so you can get a feel for how dark it is, and cycle through the different modes on the light so you can see what it looks like. This is me standing in front of the camera. I don't know how much you can see, but it's pretty dark even without a light out here looking with my eyes and not the camera. I'm gonna go to sports mode, which will be all three lit up, and walk back in front of the camera. So this is the first mode. On the light, it's all three lights lit up. It's pretty bright. You can still see a little bit. It's not blinding, but it's pretty bright. Does a pretty good job lighting stuff up. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see everything back there, but whatever your subject is, it lights it up real good. We'll go to the low light setting on that one, and I'll step back in front. Alright, this is the low light setting. Do a little movement so you can get a feel what it looks like. Then the next mode is target mode. So this is just going to be the bottom light on the next mode, which is target mode. Just going to be one light. I think it's supposed to kind of resemble a spotlight, so it'll light up your face or just specific things you're trying to light up without having so much ambient light going elsewhere. So this is target mode. I'm going to try to get centered in the light, which I think will be about right here. And yes, target mode on bright mode, so we'll do low mode or dim mode, I guess, next. Make sure water's not getting on here. A little rainy today. Alright, this is dim mode for target mode. It's a whole lot dimmer than the action sports mode, which with all three lit up. I'm curious to see how it looks, but I think it's still going to do a pretty good job because it's not as blinding, and it directs the light to a specific point versus spreading it everywhere. So that's what that setting is for. And last, we're going to have wide angle mode, which on the back of here, it just has a W and pointing out that way. So we'll go to that setting, and it does look really wide. It's just the top two lights, so we'll see how that looks. It does shoot out a good bit in each direction. To me, it seems like it's just the same as action mode. It just don't have that one spotlight pointing at you. It's a lot more ambient, just going everywhere. So we'll go to dim mode on that setting. and then we'll cycle through all three of them again. And that's dim mode on wide angle. Seems a whole lot dimmer than the other two, to be honest. It's not as blinding in my face. So all in all, it's a good light. I like it. I use it for a bunch of activities. If anything, I might even just use it for a flashlight because it's a really bright light. It helps your videos look a whole lot better. Light is golden when you're taking photos, recording, anything. And like it's raining out here, as I'm sure you can see, I could still be out here recording with that light as well as my GoPro camera, being that they're both waterproof. Alright, so we're going to use my dog as a test subject here. Sit. Good boy. To show, I guess, maybe different subjects at different, from different, crap, what am I trying to say? Different distances in front of the camera. That's what I'm looking for. I get a little nervous on camera, work with me. And to show, I guess, just how the light looks from different distances while looking at different things and different subjects. So we'll cycle through all three modes on both settings, high and low, and you'll get a feel for what it looks like besides just looking at people. So first we're going to have action mode and bright mode with all three lit up. So that's action mode. This is going to be dim mode of action mode. I'm sorry, I had that backwards. This is bright mode of action mode, which is really bright, looking at this on the camera. Next is dim mode of action mode. Seems like it works better when you're pointing at something relatively close to you. It works okay pointing at different things farther away, but it seems like it works better up close. This is target mode on bright mode. It does seem to have more of a spotlight effect to it. This is bright mode of target mode and dim mode on target mode. And next is wide angle mode on bright. I think I like this one the most. It's more of a ambient light. And dim mode on target mode, which it seems you have to get up pretty close, but it's not as blinding, like I said, so it seems to work a whole lot better. So we'll cycle through all three again. That's high mode on action sports mode, dim on action sports mode, that's bright on target mode, which seems to be pretty good if you're trying to target something. It does seem to have a spotlight effect to it. We've got dim target mode, and wide angle bright mode. And dim. Sit. Nobody tells you to get up. And dim on wide angle mode. So I actually recorded this after reviewing my footage that I had already recorded for this video, because it didn't seem like I was a good enough test subject out here. I was out here in this really darkness out here, and it's raining, so there's a lot of glare on things. So just doing a little testing, get a feel for it yourself. But it is very bright. It does a pretty good job of lighting things up. So like I said, judge for yourself. I like the light. It's a pretty good tool to have in your camera arsenal, and you can make a lot of use out of it. Just cycling through different modes again. And see, this is wide on dim mode, and looking on this camera I can barely see the subject that I'm trying to record until I get up to about there. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comments, whatnot, questions, and I'll do what I can for you. See y'all next time.